Alright, today on the table I have the Ruger Security 9 and the Sky Cpx-2. You will see a price split of about $100, the Ruger Security 9 being about $100 more than the Sky. Now this is the model with the laser sight on it. If you get the model without the laser sight on it, it will shrink up that price split. The Ruger Security 9 is a heavier firearm. It's also longer and taller. Now the Sky, you can get flush mount base plates too, so it'll make the height difference look more like this. Now the Ruger Security 9 does have a higher capacity. You're looking at 14+1 instead of 10+1. Sights. I do like the Sky's better, much easier to pick up. I think they do a better job in like a concealed carry role over the Ruger Security 9. Now, I've never dealt with the Sky's customer service, but I know they started off with an awesome warranty, but then they just kept backing it off. But I have dealt with Ruger's customer service, which is grade A, phenomenal. I love it. They're very cooperative. And without question, they've replaced any problems I've come across. Trigger brake. The Sky has a very long, heavy trigger. The actual snap is actually pretty clean. Ruger Security 9. Much lighter trigger. I believe the snap is slightly cleaner with the Sky, but everything else, the Ruger's better at. Like, here's the reset on the Sky. Look at how long that is. And if you don't go completely forward, you have a dead trigger. Right there, it reset. Now the Sky is second strike capable. Here's your Ruger reset. Not the shortest, but not nearly as long as the Sky. And the Ruger is not second strike capable. When you purchase the firearm, one comes in the box. Your owners get your two 10-round magazines. One in the firearm, one comes in the box. Your owner's manuals. They have some attachments here too to circumvent the non-accessory rail, like lasers and stuff you can attach. A firearm lock, which sucks. I mean, this is just a bad lock. And you can't even put the firearm in the box without having the lock on it, otherwise there's just not room for it. Then you get two flush mount base plates. When you purchase the Ruger, obviously owner's manuals. Then you get a second 14-round magazine. Firearms lock. And a range flag. Controls. Mag release from your normal shooting position, very hittable with the Sky. Going back in. Mag goes in nice and smooth, has a very audible click. Slide release, very simple to hit. I like that a lot. Very easy to use. Now, they do offer the Cpx-1 that has a manual safety on it. I recommend not getting this one. The safety is really not squishy. Yeah, I guess squishy would probably describe it the best. It's just not that positive. And if it's on safety even a little, it stops the firearm from firing. So myself, especially where this has such a long, heavy trigger, I would definitely go with the Cpx-2 and just eliminate any problems that the safety might cause you. Controls on the Ruger. Slide release. It is hittable, but it's very tough. Safety is in a terrible location. It's not really that big of a deal because coming off, you can just swipe it with your thumb. Going back on, if you're putting it on safety, you're probably done shooting. You just need to be aware of this because I can totally see somebody just cocking the firearm this way to flip it on safety, swiping anyone over there because you cannot put it on safety without breaking your hand position. You either have to use your other hand or, again, shift the firearm. Mag release, very easy to hit. Mag gets a little sticky right here, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if it's loaded up or you're going in with any kind of speed, it's going to lock right up. Now, the laser sight model, if you do get the laser sight model, The button's in a terrible location. I can't quite get it with my finger. And with this hand, I can kind of get it with my pointer finger, but I'm totally compromising my hand position. It's almost easier just to break my hand off, work it with my thumb. The Sky does not come with an accessory rail. The Ruger does, but if you do get the laser sight model, it's pointless because you can't put anything in front of the laser sight that just wouldn't make any sense. The sights are both driftable in the back for windage. Takedown on these is almost identical. Now, I do believe the Ruger is easier because you only have to just cock back the slide a little bit. This guy ain't that bad either because when it's locked all the way in the rear is where you'd have to have it. But anyways, you have to pull this tab out and then the firearm breaks down. I gotta double check, but I don't believe the Sky's recoil spring is captured. The Ruger's is. Now, what would I pick? The Ruger Security 9 or the Sky? So this has been my experience so far. Well, the very first Ruger they shipped to us broken. You can click on the little card right here if you want to see it because I made a video with it. But with their customer service backing this, it's not that big of a deal. If something's wrong with it, you'll just send it in. You'll probably only have to pay shipping there. You'll probably have all the repairs done for free with a very fast turnaround time. Now, with the Sky, they backed off on their warranty. And they kept backing off, so I don't even currently know what it's at. But with the Skies, I haven't had the Ruger at the range yet. But I have had quite a bit of trigger time on the Skies. Some of them feed, some of them don't. And sometimes they'll feed on an ammo one day and not feed on it the next. Basically, when it would stay like this far out of battery. And you have to slap the back of the slide, put it into battery, and then it would feed. Now, my girl brought her girlfriend to the range because she bought her a pink Sky, and they did a lot of range time with it. And yeah, like, one day this ammo, whatever, Remington, Winchester, didn't matter, would feed, then the next day it wouldn't, or like some days it would start off not feeding, but then later it would feed, doing the same stuff every single time. The only thing that's really changing is the temperature. The gun gets cleaned every single time after the range. But that's not the only problem. As she shot it more and more and more, these pins kept walking out. She had to take it on the shooting bench and like slap the pin back in. So that is something you're going to want to be aware of. Again, I've never dealt with the Sky's customer service, so I don't really know. But now, pretending that both these guns are flawless, they don't suffer from any problems, what would I pick? Well, this is a little bit too big for me to carry. I mean, maybe a tack vest gun or like a nightstand gun. You know, something to where size really don't matter. For the Sky, because it's lighter, and this is still pushing what I'd be willing to carry. Because it's so fat, the overall dimensions. But I would lean more towards the Sky for concealed carry. Where I'd lean more towards the Ruger, towards like a tack vest gun or like a nightstand gun. You know, something where the size don't matter. Because the capacity's higher, it's got an accessory rail so you can have a flashlight. Like this as a nightstand gun, it would suck because if you need to use a flashlight, which would probably happen because you're probably going to get burglarized in the dark and you're probably going to want to see what you're shooting at so you're not plugging your dog, you're going to have to do one of these, which gets extremely fatiguing. Like in a couple of minutes, it turns from this, and then all of a sudden you're doing this, which is terrible. For this, you just have a light on there, and you'd be activating it, you know, just clicking it on and working through your house. Aside from that, I don't know. I kind of feel like the Ruger is just built to a higher quality. Yes, you're paying $100 more if you get the laser sight model. But like it's even got serrations up front, so if you like doing press checks, you can. It's cut in the barrel so you can see if it's loaded. The texture just feels better. The Sky, it doesn't have any way to know if it's loaded. I mean, if you're doing a press check, you shouldn't cock the slide back anyway. You're going to induce a malfunction. What you do is your magazine's loaded up. It has a little hole right there so you can see when it's fully loaded. Rack your round in, then after you rack your round in, or you think you might have racked your round in, then you pull your magazine out again and see how many rounds are in it. This way you're not taking the slide out of battery, you have no chance of inducing a malfunction. And then you still know for sure if it is or is not loaded. But anyway, I think all around, the Ruger's a better firearm, so this is probably what I would pick no matter what. Unless, of course, you know, I want to get something to carry, but I wouldn't pick the Sky to carry. I'd pick something else. But if I did only have these two options to pick from, the Sky is what I go for carry, Ruger for everything else. But thanks for watching. Leave in the comments below which one you would pick and why. Don't forget to subscribe.